It is. It's recording.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Okay, we're trying out some new lighting and some new equipment here. We'll see if this works or not. But I kind of wanted to tell the story of how we ended up with this pile of stuff right here that you can see. Everything is to the right of my daughter here. Long story short, this weekend it was Labor Day weekend, and Sunday really turned into like kind of a crazy game buying day for whatever reason. We had two really good deals that happened, and it was super exciting, super fun. Ended up with lots of stuff that I don't need, and we're gonna have to figure out how to get rid of and sell, or probably end up donating some. But also ended up with a few things that I didn't have that I really wanted, so it'll go into my collection. Um, but yeah, so it's a lot of stuff. So anyway, let me walk you through this deal right here because it was kind of crazy. Um, so long story short, there's a small flea market that's near our house, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Um, and I called ahead of time and I asked, hey, do you guys have any video game stuff? Because it's a teeny tiny little flea market. I mean, it's like 2 rooms, basically a big room that's got a bunch of junk in it, and a small room that's got nothing but furniture. So I called and I said, "Do you guys have any video games?" And the guy said, "No, no, we don't have any video games." And I said, "All right, well, I'm gonna come take a look around. I'll be over there in a little bit." And they said, "All right, come on, come on down, come check it out." So I did. It was a rainy day on Sunday, so I was like, ugh, didn't really have much going on here at the house. Figured get out of the house for a little bit, just to go check things out. And anyway, went over there, looked around, poked around in the back. They've got this flea market is just kind of crazy. Nothing's organized. A lot of stuff doesn't have prices. They've just got like big bins of stuff, and it'd be like a bin. It's like everything in this bin's 50 cents each, or everything in this bin's $5 or whatever. Got tons and tons of furniture, like old washing machines and ceiling fans and I don't know, boat anchors and I mean tools and stuff. It's just a lot of really random stuff. But they do actually have some DVDs, some books, things like that. Not much, a little bit. I'll have to record a video over there one time. But I asked the guy again, hey, I'm the one that called about the video games, or I think he actually asked me, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had come into the room and said, "Hey, are you the guy that called about the video games?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for video games. I collect that kind of stuff." And he was like, "Yeah, we don't have any right now, whatever." And I think I asked him like, "Do you guys get that stuff at all here?" And he was like, sometimes." Well, anyway, a couple minutes later, he was like, "You know what? I actually do have some video game stuff. Let me go back in the back. I think I got a box back there, some kind of miscellaneous video game stuff. Let me go, dig that out and let you take a look at it." So he walks behind the counter and he pulls out this laundry hamper. There's a few random pieces in here, but he pulls out this laundry hamper and it's just overflowing with all this junk you see on the table. And he's like, "Have a look at this and see if you're interested in any of this stuff." Well, right off the bat, there's a couple of guitars in there, Wii guitars, and I'm not really interested in those. I already have a couple. They're big and bulky, hard to deal with. So I wasn't super excited about that. I kind of honestly assumed they probably weren't very valuable and they weren't worth basically anything, is what I assumed, but I didn't know that for sure. And I saw one of probably the first things that really perked my interest was this PlayStation 2 Slim, because I actually don't have a PlayStation 2, and it's one of the few things on my list of like I really want one for my gaming collection. I don't have very many things that I'm actually like actively seeking out, and the PS2 was one of those things. So I was super excited to see that sitting pretty close to the top of the stuff there. And about that time, the guy walks over and he says, "I tell you what, why don't you or he said, I tell you what do you think about $45 for the whole basket, everything in the basket, 45 bucks. And I was like, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what's in here. It depends. Because keep in mind, the two biggest things on top of these guitars, I'm assuming those are worth $0. Actually, even though I've been looking for one of these, I don't know what the price starting value is on these or how they're going on eBay. To be honest, um, so I wasn't sure how much this was worth really, and a lot of the other stuff was like these El Cheapo like Wii pieces, kind of Wii components. It's just a lot of hodgepodge stuff. These are like wristband things for a Wii controller. There's some like JBL speakers in there. It was just like a bunch of just random stuff. And so I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if $45. I don't know if I'm a buyer at 45 bucks, but let me take a closer look. So I noticed towards the bottom of the laundry hamper that there was a small stack of video games. So I was like, okay, this is getting to be more what I'm interested in. I noticed that there was the original Tomb Raider, an old school Star Wars Episode 1, PlayStation games, and then I noticed a small stack of GameCube games. And I was like, okay, now we're getting serious. It's 1, 2, 3, 5 GameCube games. And I was like, okay, TAC, wasn't sure how much that's worth. RTN, RTS, I'm like, I don't know how much that is worth. Marvel Nemesis, I kind of assumed that that's probably not worth a whole lot, but I didn't know how much it was worth either. Ultimate Spider-Man, I knew I had seen this game and that it was worth something, that it was not, like $5 or anything like that, but I didn't know exactly how much it was worth. And then I saw Paper Mario, and I knew right off the bat with that one that this game is worth some serious money. I didn't know how much at the time, so I actually pulled out my phone and I quickly looked it up, and I saw that a complete Paper Mario, which this is, CIV Paper Mario, retails for about $110. So immediately that put me, in good territory that I thought I didn't really need to look at the rest of this stuff piece by piece to figure out what it was. And I thought I would be in pretty good shape to make a decent offer on this stuff. Now, my general rule of thumb is I want to spend about a third. I don't want to spend any more than a third of what the price charting or eBay price is on this stuff, because I've got to think about the fact that it's not tested. I don't know if it works, first of all. I'm going to have to pay eBay fees. I've got to deal with all the work of actually cleaning this stuff and getting it presentable to even sell, if I'm going to sell it. And, deal with shipping it and blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on and on. The stuff I've got to deal with. So really the only way it's even remotely worth doing to me is if I'm going to pay a third of the retail price, then it's worth it. So with that in mind, I knew that this was $110. Just easy spitballing. I said, okay, well, if I can get this whole box for $30, then it'll be a great deal, because I don't even know what the other stuff is, but at $30, I know I'll be in good shape. So I said, hey man, would you take 30? And remember, he had said 45, so 30 is not that crazy from 45. And he was like, how about 35? And so I said, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And we were buying other stuff too, so that's not the only thing I bought from him. But yeah, for 35 bucks, ended up with everything here. There's an NES game, a couple PlayStation 2 games, a couple PlayStation games, lots and lots of third-party controllers. Ended up with a couple of first-party controllers, PS2, those guitars. I was shocked. Once I added everything up, I was actually shocked that the total value was $485. $485 if you go and price chart everything. And that's with a lot of this stuff having a $0 value. I mean, obviously, I didn't price out a bunch of these like random little wires and covers and stuff. So the normal price point that I would be willing, like my maximum price point that I would be willing to spend is $160. That's just a third of 485. I ended up paying 35, like I already said. So that means I actually paid about 7.2% of the price charting value, which is phenomenal. And the profit on this deal is $450. Um, it's downright criminal, practically. So I feel a little bit bad, honestly. It's I'm like a good deal and absolutely try to get a good deal. I like to negotiate, so I had fun doing it, and definitely feel like I did really really good in this situation. But I am going to try to make it right, probably by donating to this flea market. The guy said that he does take donations and he'll sell those, for profit, obviously. And so I told him that I'll probably start taking stuff to him in the future. So I've already got a little pile of stuff I'll take to him next time. And what I'll probably end up doing is asking him if he'll give me a call if he ends up with gaming stuff in the future. And maybe we can kind of have an arrangement where I give him stuff to sell, and he gives me a call if he sees gaming stuff come in the door. I may end up actually donating some of this stuff back to him because, I mean, unless you need, seven of these case holder thing or Wii controller holders, whatever they're called, grips, I guess. I don't need all these. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these things. So I may end up giving these back to him or just selling them in a big pile for a couple bucks. I'm not sure what people do with those. But anyway, it was a fun time.
Let's see if it actually turned off. It did?
It did.
Did our video actually record?
It did not turn off. The video is still recording.
Okay. Wonderful, right?
Any last words?